Hello everyone, my name is Harkirat. I'm a student at Fletcher's Meadow Secondary School. So one day I was walking towards my house after school, and I saw two cars pass by me at an incredible speed, and I was astonished and I wanted to learn about auto racing. So I went home and I did some research, and I found out about the highest form of auto racing and what auto racing is in general. And from my research I found out that it was Formula One. So Formula One is a professional auto racing for single seat racers that's auctioned and sanctioned by the Federal International de l'Automobile, which is also known by the FIA. So Formula One racing has been around since the 1950s, and in order for participants and drivers to race in Formula One, they need to have the highest ranking license, which is provided by FIA and is also known as a super license. Cars that are provided for these drivers, or which companies that hire these drivers and represent something, they make these own cars, and these cars have restrictions on them when it comes to power, engines, transmissions, and gearboxes. So basically, in today's video, I'd like to talk about one thing, and that one thing is how Formula One cars work. Fundamentally, that Formula One car is no different than the Toyota standing in your driveway. They have the same suspension, they use transmissions, they use engines, brakes, and tires. But the thing about Formula One cars, they're tweaked and tooled only for one thing, and that one thing is speed. Fundamentally, on the racetrack, Formula One cars go up to about 200 miles per hour, but due to tight turns, they don't go to that fast. The three things that make a Formula car run are drafting, drag, and downforce. So talking about downforce. So downforce is the downwards thrust which is created by the aerodynamic characteristics of a car. So the purpose of downforce is to allow the car to travel through a corner by increasing the vertical force on the tires, which creates grip. So downforce is created by the air moving over the top of the car and pushing it down towards the track surface. So downforce creates drag. What is drag? Drag is a resisting force that the car experiences when the air is pushing on it, and also the additional weight that is built from downforce, and that also pushes on it. So in order to reduce drag, a racer, while he's racing on the track, can also do drafting, which is the third D. So drafting is when a driver B, say there are two cars, driver A and driver B. So driver B takes the nose of his car, which is a tip, and almost puts it underneath the rear bumper of driver A. So driver A is right here and driver B is right here. So drafting is when driver B puts the nose of his car under driver A, and this term is also known as running nose to tail. So these are the three D's that you need to know, and the fundamentals of how a Formula One car works. It's basically the same thing, except for Formula One cars, as I repeat, are built for speed, and they use these three D's. So in my next video, I'll be talking about the other components used in a Formula One car that make it faster and make it different than regular cars. So other components such as the steering wheel, the power unit, the ERS, the engine box, the transmission, the gearbox, the tires, the chassis, the aerodynamic body of it, and also the suspension.